Hi everyone, and welcome back to Everything Improvised. Today I'm going to try to go into this analysis of Fall and Grace. For me, it's a very beautiful tune, but it's kind of tricky because it's there's a lot of things going on, a lot of kind of modulations, but they are not real modulations. It's kind of modal and tonal in the same time because there's a lot of classical 2-5-1s, really straight ahead 2-5-1s in major and minor keys, but it's kind of tricky yet. And the progression is not that, is kind of a bit bizarre because it's just an A. The form is A, and we have 24 bars of this A that goes all over again and again all the time. And the funny thing is it starts on the lead sheet. You have 2 bars of A flat major 7, and then I think the real beginning of the tune starts really on this D7. I think A flat major, well, I don't think, I'm sure this A flat major 7 actually is the end of the progression. So it's a matter just of to be easier to write down, I guess. Because, well, let's say so, the D7 with the F sharp in the bass is really the first chord of the piece. And so we have a G minor 7 after this D7. So we really have a 2-5 in G minor. So you can use a G harmonic minor. It's fine. But the thing is, then we have a 2-5-1 in E flat, and then we go back to this D7, this very first D7 with F sharp in the bass, and back to the G minor 7 as well. Well, with an A, it's written with an F. This is the 7, the minor 7 on the bass. But I tend to downplay this, even though I really like nice chord progression with different basses on instead of the root. But then we have, after this 2, we have a 2-5-1 in F major, and the C with an E on the bass is beautiful. And then you can play to sound a bit more modern. Instead of an regular F major 7 close position, I don't play the third, but I play the second instead. I think it's kind of, so it goes, could C minor 7. I always play minor 7th chord without the 5th. In jazz, I mean, it sounds much better with the 4th instead of the 5th, unless it's an altered 5th, like if it's a minor 7 flat 5 or minor 7 with an augmented 5th. You really have to play these notes. But if you have a regular 5th in jazz, most of the time you got to play what we call quartal harmony. So it's harmony built in fourths instead of thirds. So instead of do, so, go do, fa. For the C minor 7, then I have a C sharp diminished, but I prefer to play C sharp diminished is an inversion of A7 flat 9. Just a simple A major with the third on the bass, with this C sharp on the bass. I think it sounds it's kind of better than. And then we have the B flat major 7 with D on the bass, so the third on the bass, so it goes like. Then we have an E flat major 7. Then we go up half step on the bass to an E minor 7 flat 5. So this part of the progression really isn't really interesting because it goes up a half step with the bass lines. So it goes C minor 7, A with C sharp in the bass, B flat major 7 with D on the bass, and we have this A flat major 7, then back to E minor 7 flat 5, some kind of A7 altered chord. This one is pretty, well, you can call it A7 altered because we have a flatted fifth and the sharp 9. It's not that easy to, the fingering is not that easy, but it sounds great. Then back to D minor 7, this really common 2-5 substitute for the 5. D flat, C minor 7, 2, 5 of 1 in B flat. Then we have the 4 chord of the B flat key, which is the E flat major 7. Then A flat major 7, D, the D flat major 7 only occurs at the end of the progression. When you're playing in loop the tune, the A is very A flat major 7, and we have, well, the first 2 bars actually are the last 2 bars of the tune. So, well, I don't think it's that easy to explain because there's so many things going on, a lot of modulations that are not real modulations, and it's kind of model in a way too, and it's tonal in the same way. So it's kind of hard to explain. It's hard to practice as well. So I really recommend you really. What I'm going to do is I slowed down the tempo of the backing track that I made for Falling Grace, and I posted a few days ago. And I'm going to play simple eighth notes and quarter notes, and try to play only on a couple of strings for instance, play on the D and the G string, and on the G and the B strings, and the G and the B string, and then in the top two strings, B and E, treble E. You can use pentatonic scales as well. For instance, for the last 2 bars of A flat major 7 sharp 11, I can play C minor pentatonic. Or A flat, it's a bit the same, but you can think as A flat pentatonic major. No, sorry, no, it doesn't work. This is Legion. G major 7, C minor 7, C minor 11, A with with C sharp in the bass, B flat with D on the bass, chromatic bass line goes up. Then E flat major 7, then E minor 7 flat 5, A7 altered, D7, D flat 7, substitute for the G7 instead of, we got very common tritone substitution, C minor 7, F5 to 1. So let's see what we can do. I suggest you really use your ears a lot and play on single strings like two adjacent strings, and you can go up and down the neck by playing with your ears. Let's do that. Let's see how it goes. The melody seems very easy, but it's not. It's the way it's rhythmically placed it's kind of tricky, so you have to be very accurate, and it's not that easy to play it right, the melody, so you have to work on the melody as well. Let's see. So I'm going to play from the top and play single lines on mostly on two strings. Here we go. So this is about it for today. I know it's not a simple tune, and it's not that easy to feel comfortable with the progression. You have to listen to it to really have the form the harmony in your head and really use your ears a lot. And so try to play single lines all over, and because of this kind of modulations that are not real modulations, it's not that easy to know what you're doing, and so it's really about finding the right spots, like on the, obviously, like all the time, if you play important chord tones like the third and the seventh, it works, but you have to do the hard thing to do while improvising, I guess, about all kind of improvisation, are the connections between the chords. Especially here in this very tune, we have so many things happening that are stay in the kind of the same key, but not really. So you really have to find what works and what doesn't, and go very slow. Use your ears. Play on two strings. Do single lines with quarter notes, then eighth notes. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. It's gonna be soon, I guess, in a week or so. Thanks a lot, and see you later.